persuades this woman to be married to this man? Thank you. Please be seated. Marriage is an honorable and solemn estate, therefore to be entered into seriously, reverently, and soberly. You both come here today freely and willingly. I have a question for each of you as you prepare to enter into the covenant of marriage. First for you, James. And James, you've chosen Erin to be your wife. You promise to love and respect her, to be honest with her always, and you promise to stand by her side through whatever may come. Erin, you've chosen James to be your husband. Do you promise to love and respect him, to be honest with him always, and do you promise to stand by his side through whatever may come? Well, today we have gathered at the request of Erin and James as they take each other's hand in marriage. It's fitting and appropriate that you, their friends and family, witness and participate in their wedding, because the ideals, the understanding, the mutual respect they bring to their marriage have their roots in the love, friendship, and guidance that you have poured into their lives over the years. We pause to remember those who played a significant role in the lives of Erin and Jim with us today. Jim's thinking of his paternal grandparents, Richard and Barbara Rochow, and his maternal grandfather, Richard Quinton, and Erin is thinking of her Kay Fitzgerald. Now we can be assured that all of these unique and special people would be as proud as each one of you will soon be. Erin and Jim will be sharing here in our presence in just a few moments. As we gather here today, we constitute an incredibly unique and diverse community, but there's a single thread that runs through our relationship with Erin and James, and that is each one of us holds a special place down deep in their heart. That reason they have, well, you need to know over the last many months, they've carefully pulled together that guest list. Make sure they included all their favorite friends and family, and looks like they did, and you showed up. And their promise to you is, it's going to be a great party, so you want to stick around, folks. But they're so grateful, and on this, the most important, significant day in their lives, you chose to be here to support them, to be their witnesses, and to be a part of this great and exciting event. Thank you so much. This time, I'd like to invite Adam Osceoli to share our first reading with us.
A reading from 1 Corinthians. If I speak in tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I'm only a resounding gong or clanging cymbal. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails, and now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
Thank you, Adam, for sharing those words with us. Erin and Jim, as you speak those words, I'm almost certain that you both are thinking that's exactly what we'll do, because real love never dies, and we love each other unconditionally, and we're very, very certain of this because of the history involved in helping you to find each other and to grow this love. But I hope you also focused on the other words describing what love is, reminding us that love is being humble, focusing on each other's needs, not letting anger rule, never giving up on each other, always telling the truth, not keeping score. But he ended by kind of wrapping up and making this statement that said, love always perseveres. Now, another way of saying that is, if you really love each other, love can put up with a whole lot of stuff. And that's what you're about to make a promise to here in just a few minutes. And I know that you're very aware of that. But let's back up and get some perspective on how you come to be standing here today. To get to the beginning of all this, we have to go all the way back to August 2008, your freshman year, both of you at Elon University. As first-year students, you were required to take the Global Experience class at the ungodly college hour of 8 a.m. And at some point during the class, you ended up sitting at the same table and started having casual conversations. Erin, you were definitely attracted to Jim. You liked the fact that he was athletic and not the typical Elon frat guy. Sorry, guys. Jim, right from the start, you knew Erin was special because you couldn't stop thinking about her after class. Even though you were still dating your high school girlfriend, she was losing out to Erin because Erin was always on your mind. Now, Erin, you had a similar situation in that you were dating your hometown guy, but you had feelings for Jim. And so a friendship developed. Jim, you'd walk Erin back to her dorm after class. You even worked on a project together at the end of the semester, which included late nights working together. I understand you even made a little CD of music for her. And you were doing nice things for each other, but you still had these other things going on in your life. The time just wasn't right for you. So finally, Jim, you transferred to Lynchburg College, and you saw each other several times over the college years when you went back and forth to visit friends at Lund. But at the beginning of your junior year, Erin, the great event was when you finally broke up with a boyfriend back home. And the first person you told was Jim, because you were kind of interested in what his reaction might be. But the problem was, Jim, you had despaired that this probably wasn't going anywhere, and so you'd started another relationship with a gal from Lynchburg. Over the next 2 years, you kept in touch via Facebook messaging, and finally in August 2011, Erin, you had graduated. Jim, you had one more semester at Lynchburg, but you still had that girlfriend too. Erin, you had just been diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and you were facing surgery, and one of the first persons you wanted to tell was Jim, your good friend. At that point, Jim, you took a great leap of faith, drove 2 hours down to North Carolina to finally take Erin on that first official date. It's a bit awkward at first because of the first time that you finally had to let your feelings out as to how you really felt for each other. The date was playing miniature golf and coming back to watch a movie, and by the next day, Jim, you'd broken up with a girlfriend, and you had a brand new one, and you two were officially dating. Now, while your story has so many delightful insights about your friendship and your commitment, I think it's safe to say you both have left a trail of broken hearts along the way in order to make this happen here for you today. Now, Erin, you were so grateful that Jim was there to help you through the difficult times of surgery and recovery. He proved his solid commitment to you through it all and even convinced your parents that he was a real keeper. Your families have been extremely supportive and important and encouraging from the very beginning. Erin, your parents even opened their home back up to you and even let Jim move in there as well once you came back to Maryland to settle into your careers. And over the next 4 years, you both knew where this relationship was headed. You even talked about the day when you would get married. Jim, you finally your family offered the ring that had been in the family for the last 2 generations. You had it reset and then began carefully planning the when and how of the proposal. Getting the families together in Rome, Italy at the end of March this year was the setting and the time. And there in Borghese Gardens, Jim, you asked Erin to marry you, and Erin, even though you knew it was coming, well, the good thing was you had rehearsed your answer well in advance. As your wedding day approached, you shared some of your thoughts and feelings about the commitment you're about to make now as a couple. Erin said this: after all that we've been through, with being friends for years, waiting until after graduating college to date, getting through the tough parts of establishing our careers, and living with a significant other, we're more than ready for this commitment. We only know how to do life together now. We're learning how to make decisions for the benefit and goals of the both of us, not based off of someone else's expectations. We've each compromised for the benefit of the other in different ways, and our communication has gotten so much stronger over the years. We see this day as just another step in our relationship. Now, James said, I have known I wanted to marry, grow, and live with Erin since 2007. After 9 years of progressing our relationship into what it is now, I can't imagine a better woman to be with. I love the great moments and memories we have, but also value and hold close to me the struggling times we have as well. I remember as a child when my parents would have their differences and I would ask my dad in fear if they were going to make it. And I'll always remember his advice that no matter what, you continue to work on your relationship and you never quit on each other. It's paid off for them, and it's great advice for you. Now that gets us to the place where you're about to say the most important words in your life, with the promises you're going to make to each other. But after you share these vows, I just want to warn you, things will never be quite the same between you, which is good. That's why you're here. Because after you say these vows, Erin, you'll be able to brag, that's my husband. Jim, you'll be able to, my lovely wife. So let's not waste any more time. If you look into those beautiful eyes, which is not a problem at all, and repeat after me. Erin, today I give myself to you as your husband. Offer but my hopes for us, my dreams for our future, my strength to invest in our marriage, my all. Today I give you the heart and soul of who I am. Not because I know I can be more truly, not because I think I will lose who I am, but because I know I can be more truly myself with you than without you. Now, Erin, look into those lovely eyes and repeat after me. James, today I give myself to you as your wife. I have nothing to offer but my hopes for us. My dreams for our future. My strength to invest in our marriage. My all. Today I give you the heart and soul of who I am. Not because I think I will lose who I am, but because I know I can be more truly myself with you than without you. May I have the rings, please? Having this kind of love, you've chosen to exchange these rings as the sign and seal of promises that you've just shared with each other here in our presence. These rings symbolize your new life together for their never-ending and always beginning. As you wear these rings, whether you're together or in separate rooms or separate cities, may they always remind you of this day, the promises you made, and the lifetime commitment that you've made here in our presence today. Now, Erin, you place this ring on James' finger. Repeat after me. James, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and as a symbol of all that we share. Jim, as you place this ring on Erin's finger. Erin, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and as a symbol of all that we share. James and Erin, you've just sealed your relationship by the giving and receiving of rings. And this is a covenant between two people, an agreement that you have made in committing yourselves to one another throughout your lives. You've made this commitment to share the rest of your lives with each other, and this relationship is symbolized through these two carafes of wine that in just a moment you will pour together, symbolizing that the relationship is now bound in the terms of marriage and the covenant and promises that you just have made. The two different color wines, as you combine them, represent your separate lives, now combined together as husband and wife. And just as the liquid will not be separated again after it's poured together, so will your lives be. So I invite you to now come and pour the wine. This time I'd like to invite Erin's godmother, Nancy Stokes, to share our blessing with us, the Irish prayer.
May God give you for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life sends, a faithful friend to share. For every sigh a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer.
Thank you, Nancy. Well, Erin and James, inasmuch as you each have expressed your desire to become one in marriage, you've gathered together all your favorite friends and family as your witnesses, as we mentioned earlier. Before this great group of witnesses, and by the power vested in me by the state of Maryland, it's my privilege to declare you are indeed husband and wife. Jim, you may now kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. James and Erin Rochow.
OBS is currently active.